your purpose is your second gift from God. After your breath, a lot of us do not pursue our purpose. And as a result, we make the graveyard the richest place on earth because a lot of us go to the graveyard and have not realized our purpose. Your current status doesn't match your paycheck. It doesn't match your society status. If you've sacrificed your personal fulfillment for your professional success, you're in the right place. Hello there, and welcome to the Victoria Show. My name is Victoria Dioh, and this is the very first episode of the Victoria Dioh Show. I'm so excited. I have not done my podcast in a long time. I'm actually ashamed to say that I think it's been about, I say 3 years since I've actually decided to record the podcast. As you can tell, the name has changed slightly, but the context hasn't. So before I start, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Victoria Dioh. I am an African oracle, which pretty much means that I am an intuit and a seer, and I use intuition and healing tools and techniques to help you to fall in love with your life. So if you are someone who is ambitious, you're changing the world through your job, through your business, and you're successful, and you're thinking to yourself, something's missing. Your emotions, how you feel, your current status doesn't match your paycheck, it doesn't match your society status, then you're in the right place. If you've sacrificed your personal fulfillment for your professional success, you're in the right place. Maybe you're just asking yourself, is this it? Maybe you've just been working so hard that you've realized that emotionally you're not going anywhere. You're in the right place. So that's me. um, here's we're going to be talking about. Here we're going to be talking about the leadership. We're going to be talking about intuition within leadership. But we're also going to be looking at finding your purpose, how to find your purpose, how to really connect to why you are here. That is something that I'm hugely passionate about. I believe that everybody has a purpose. Everybody was put on this earth for a reason. Your purpose is your second gift from God. After your breath, you receive your purpose. And unfortunately, a lot of us do not pursue our purpose. And as a result, we make the graveyard the richest place on earth because a lot of us go to the graveyard and have not realized our purpose, or we've not fulfilled it. So it is my mission to make sure that every single person that I come across discovers their purpose and then fulfills that purpose so that you can go and heal the world, because that's our responsibility. All of us are healers of some form, so that we can all go and heal the world. But most importantly, that we love our lives, that we fall in love with our lives. I also want to just talk to you about my reason for doing this. You see, I used to be in the corporate world. I was actually a contractor for a very long time. Excuse me. I was a contractor for a very long time. And in corporate, spending, I don't know, over 20 years in corporate, you adapt a persona, and that persona revolves around KPIs, milestones, deadlines, and how much you're getting paid, basically. And I remember being very successful and having everything that I could possibly want. I was traveling whenever I wanted. I had so much freedom. You know, when people say that they want freedom, I had that freedom. Freedom was, or is still, one of my love languages. I love to be able to do what I want when I want to. But I also think it's overrated because whilst I could travel the world, um, and experience a luxury lifestyle, life still felt very empty. I had friends and I had a great social life. Work was going well. I was commanding day rates that could only be dreamed of. And yet I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And it happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot of clients of mine who come through and just go, I can't believe I'm not happy. I can't believe I'm thinking that something's missing. I thought this job was going to be everything that I wanted. And there's nothing wrong with the job. It's just that you're not doing what you're meant to be doing on earth. Now, before I go any further, I want to say this. I am not asking you to leave your job. Far from it. I'm asking you to enhance your job by understanding why you're here, because knowing why you're here will add a flavor to your job that you can't possibly even imagine. I'm sure you have seen people or maybe experienced it yourself where you've not been happy with one job. So you've moved to another, and then you still have the same experiences and the same grievances and everything else. And you start to wonder, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. Can I just say that? You're not doing anything wrong. You simply just have not experienced your purpose. So you're feeling misaligned. Now, what does misalignment look like? Misalignment looks like headaches and body aches and um, lack of energy, feeling tired no matter how much rest you have, having a long weekend and still going to work tired, dreading Monday on a Sunday night. But it also manifests itself in anxiety and stress and overwhelm and feeling burnt out. So when you're misaligned, all those kind of symptoms, and there's so many more, will start to come into your life. You might just realize that maybe your leg starts hurting out of the blue, or your arm starts hurting out of the blue, and you can't imagine why. Or maybe you get a sore throat. All these symptoms are symptoms of being misaligned because you're not doing what you want. I always explain this as in the chair that I'm sat on. Imagine that I take this beautiful, comfortable chair and I decide that I want to turn it into a car. And I put some wheels on it. I managed to put a steering wheel around it, and then I start to go down the road. It's not impossible to turn it into some sort of vehicle, no matter how manual or automated you can make it. However, the material is going to get scratched and bent and damaged, and it's not going to be the most comfortable ride. That's what happens when you're not doing what you're meant to be put on this earth for. So in this podcast, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be exploring purpose and really getting you to be aware of how beneficial purpose is, but also getting you to meet people who have found their purpose and people who are capitalizing on their purpose. You see, you can have your purpose and you can make money from it, or you can just have joy from it, or both. There's no limits, but you need to acknowledge what that purpose actually looks like. So every week, I'm going to be sharing intuitive downloads. We're going to be talking about my frameworks. So I've got the heal method and the clarity framework. We're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be sharing you different elements. I'm going to be sharing with you client successes, because I've got some incredible clients who have been with me for years and some who are quite recent. And I'm also going to be sharing with you ways to actually come on board and work with me and experience the joy of using this incredible gift that you've been given, your intuition, but also how to use that alongside your purpose. We're going to be talking about intuitive business, intuitive money. So it's going to be a massive buffet of conversations, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. Now, I also want to say this is a very interactive podcast. So your opinions matter. Your questions are what's going to make this podcast successful. So maybe you've got questions. Make sure you post them down in the comments. Maybe there's somebody who you know that this would be really beneficial for. Please share it with them, right? Share it with them, because there's nothing worse than knowing that something can help someone and us not sharing it. It is our right, it is our commitment to each other as human beings to make sure that we can share with each other what can help them. This is all about, blending your soul and your strategy to create a life that really fulfills you. So whilst, this is the first episode, I just want to say welcome. I'm also inviting you to apply to be a guest if you believe that this is something that you'd love to get on board with. Like I say, maybe you found your purpose and you know that you're healing the world with that purpose. We'd love to hear from you. So in my previous podcast, and you can see them still on this channel, we've had people we've had people who take photographs, and they use photography to heal women's confidence. We didn't bring somebody. There's somebody who makes shoes, like extra large shoes. He actually does Tony Robbins shoes. We didn't bring him on, so we might bring him on this time round. But we've had other people who have turned their pain has eventually become their purpose, which has been phenomenal. And they've helped people recover from very traumatic events. We've seen people whose purpose is to help people heal from pain without surgery. So that's been really good. There's loads of podcasts there for you to go and catch up with, even though they're not recent. There's still some incredible learnings from there, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to be on board. Before I go, this is what I want to say. So I've got an itchy nose. Got an itchy nose. Before I go, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. But you also deserve to have a freedom that you can't possibly imagine. As someone who assumed that her purpose was to manage projects for the rest of her life, like that's what I did. I managed projects and programs from the Olympics 2012 to the MP's expenses. You name it, I managed them. And I honestly believe that that's why I was on this earth. Until one day everything stopped. It was almost like my life shut down. I don't know if you've ever watched a film, It's a Wonderful Life, where the guy gets to witness life without him in it. That's what my life was like. Like I completely disappeared from my life. My contract ended. Nobody would hire me. Nobody would touch me. And it was so inexplicable. It was terrifying. But it was in that window of time that people started coming up to me and saying, could you please heal me? I'm not well. I didn't even know what healing meant. I didn't have a clue. And then when I realized how broke I was like, okay, if You want me to heal you when you believe that I can heal you and you're willing to pay for it. Let's do it. That's how I started healing. I had no knowledge of it whatsoever, but somehow people were getting better and people were paying for it. And it took a while for me to realize that this gift, this purpose, had been knocking on my door for years and I'd ignored it. It was painful because I'd ignored it. And I had to learn, and it took me a long time to find, I don't even want to say a formula because I don't think I've even found a formula yet. But I found that space where I could go, okay, I know I'm on the right track. And throughout this podcast, I'm going to be telling you this story in more depth. You know, I'm going to tell you how I got flown to Africa to meet my oracle and how I got anointed there. I'm going to tell you about some of the trips I've manifested and how I hit rock bottom and got brought down to my knees. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to say, I'll see you next week. But please share this. Please subscribe. Please comment. Like I say, the interaction is so important. And let other people know about this. Because this is going to be the podcast that's it's going to make you think differently. It's going to expand your thinking. It's nothing to do with a skill. This isn't a skill-based podcast. This is about thinking with a completely different dimension. And also how to really bring what you want into your life without self-sabotaging it. There's going to be wisdoms as we relax and get into the podcast. Wisdoms that are channeled. So I'll speak to you soon. Have a great week. Namaste. Take care. Bye.